Hey everyone, my name is Leah Elliott and I am a senior executive with Jamberry, and I just recently earned the Maui Incentive Trip and I'm so excited, but it was really hard and I procrastinated and I didn't focus throughout the year. Um, so I'm here to share with you what I did to earn around 6,000 points in December. And I'm sharing this because all the things that I did are things that I could have done all year long to work my business harder, but I didn't. And so now you can take this information and you can incorporate this into your business and really make it thrive and grow in 2016 and really load up your January and earn all of those double trip points. So the first thing was that on December 1st, I looked and I saw that I needed 6,000 more points. And around August, I had noticed that I had enough points that if I worked really hard from August to December, I likely could have earned the trip. And so I started working harder, but I now know that I did not work nearly as hard as I could have and should have been. My parties every month and my PRV increased starting in August, but I was not stepping out of my comfort zone and I was not doing anything extra. So December 1st, I sent my sponsor a private message and I was really disappointed in myself, but I really wanted to earn the trip. And my sponsor encouraged me, and I decided I was going to reach out to another leader who had pushed really hard the previous year and earned a bunch of points in December to earn the Cancun trip. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, 6,000 points, what do you think and what ideas do you have? And she encouraged me and she supported me. She shared all of her ideas with me. She introduced me to one of her team members who had earned a crazy amount of points over the last several months and earned the trip. And we all chatted together. Most of all, they believed in me when I didn't always believe in myself. They never gave up on me. This is a huge lesson that I've learned because I'm not very good at asking for help, and I've kind of been learning how to do that over the last several months, and December was kind of solidifying that lesson for me. And so the first thing I want to tell you all is I want you to reach for the stars. I want you to set really big goals, and then I want you to tell people about those goals. And I want you to find people that can support you, that can pour into you and can help you, and that will believe in you and not give up on you so that you don't give up on yourself. Because without the support that I had in December, I would have given up. And so that was a huge factor for me, was that I reached out, I asked for help, and people continue to support me. My sponsor sent me a sheet of Hawaii inspired wraps at the beginning of the month, and she told me she was sending them to me because she believed I was going to earn the trip. 6,000 points, and she believed, and that helped me believe. So next, what did I do? I had to figure out a plan. So the first point of all of it was, where was I going to get the trip points from? So I looked at my December to see what I already had. I had a holiday shopping event that I coordinated for my neighborhood, and I had done it the previous year. So I had an idea of how much I would get in sales, and I was really excited that I got more than what I did the previous year. So that helped. I have a Hostess of the Month club, so I knew I had guaranteed PRV from that. And then I had rank points. I knew I wasn't going to maintain my rank, so I looked at my team and kind of assessed what the highest rank I thought I was going to get, and then I made sure to check in and follow up throughout the month to make sure that I was going to get that rank. So those were guaranteed points that I knew were going to be coming in. The next thing was Jamberry released the Now I Can foundation wraps, and I was so thankful for that. What a blessing to be able to get double points on every single one of those sheets. So I decided I was going to go after that. I really need to put a huge focus on those wraps. So what did I do? I decided to do a fundraiser for the Now I Can Foundation, and I donated my base commission on every wrap sold. And then I got to work. I needed to tell people about this, and I needed every single person I knew to buy at least one sheet. So I offered free shipping when people placed an order for the Now I Can Foundation, so that when they spent $15 on one sheet of wraps, they weren't also spending another $4 for shipping, because people are more likely to spend just $15 than when they think they're going to spend 15 and it turns into about 20. So that helped. I placed bulk orders every 1 to 2 days, and then I just shipped out the wraps to people individually. What was really awesome about that was it also gave me an opportunity to thank them again. So I made a cute little thank you in an app called Red Stamp, and I just printed those up. No time to handwrite when you're mailing out dozens and dozens and dozens of wraps at a time, and sometimes orders larger than just one wrap. So I just printed up a thank you, and I put my information on it and thank them for supporting the foundation. So who was I going to ask to buy these wraps? Everyone. Every single person I knew. I went through all the contacts on my phone, and people that I typically talk to or text message, I contacted them that way. I wanted to communicate with people the way that I typically do. So everyone in my phone got a text message or a phone call from me, and I specifically told them what my goal was. I told people I am trying to earn a trip to Maui. I was upfront, I was honest, and I was asking for their support. I explained that when they purchased a wrap of the Now I Can foundation wraps, that when they bought that one, I was going to be donating $4.50 of my own commission, and that Jamboree donated $2 from each wrap. So $6.50 of their $15 purchase would go to the foundation, which is really attractive. People are interested in supporting good causes, especially when they feel like a lot of their money is going towards the cause. So donating my commission, I wasn't looking to make money. I just wanted points. The value of the trip was worth enough for me. Then I went through my friends list on Facebook, and I literally messaged every single person. I'm not kidding. Every single person, men, women, people that had told me no to Jamboree before, people that have shown no interest in my business in a year and a half, people that have ignored me in the past. I messaged all of them because I needed all of them to get so many points. So let's see, I did that. Then I went through my customer list on the dash, and anyone that I wasn't already friends with on Facebook that was a customer, I looked them up on Facebook and I sent them a message. I did that because most of them I have been introduced to them through Facebook, through my Facebook parties. So I messaged them that way. Then I went through my customer list, and all of my customer roll-ups, if you've been with Jamboree long enough to have people on your team deactivate, their customers roll up to you. And tisk on me, I've never followed up with any of those people in the past. So now I was going to. I created a MailChimp template to send to about 200 customer roll-ups. And I introduced myself. I explained to them that their consultant was no longer with the company. I was their new consultant, and I had services to offer them. I wanted to ensure that they loved their products. I shared about the Now I Can Foundation, and I shared any specials that I had going at the time in December. And I invited them to be a part of my customer VIP group. And so that went out to about 200 people. The next thing that I did was, when people told me that they were willing to purchase a Now I Can Foundation wrap, if they hadn't hosted for me before, I asked them to host a fundraiser for me. So I did this very quickly, and I'm going to be honest with you all, it was not successful at all, but I still think it's an amazing idea. So I'm going to tell you what I think went wrong so that you can do it better next time. I threw this together in about 24 hours, so it wasn't very well planned out. I had 8 hostesses in one party, but none of them had hosted with me before, and I just did not prep them very well. They had no idea what a Facebook party for me was going to be like. They had no idea what the fundraiser was going to be like, and I just didn't get very much interaction from them. and therefore didn't get very much interaction from their customers. I also think it would have been better if I had split it into smaller events, maybe with 2 or 3 hostesses in each, but 8 hostesses in one party I think was just too much. You saw it was in an event, and so you could see like over 300 people. I think it was even more than that, 400 or 500 people in the event. And I think if people were to click on that and look, that it looked like, maybe it looked like spam. And that, of course, is not what we ever want to do, and that's not our intention. So my advice would be plan the whole thing out. Super prep your hostesses, maybe even more than a regular Facebook party, because you're talking about reaching out to a lot of people. And then don't make the event too large. So mine wasn't very successful. I did get a couple small orders from it, which counted and helped, but it wasn't the outcome that I thought and had hoped it would be. So the next thing that I did, as December kept moving along and the responses that I was getting from people about buying a single sheet started to die down, and I still had a lot of points to go, I started racking my brain on what else I can do. And my MOPS group volunteered last month at a local women's shelter and served them dinner. And I thought, hey, what if I go back there and I do a spa night? And I asked people that have told me no, and I know are not interested in Jamberry, if they'd be willing to donate a sheet of wraps or donate a larger amount in cash for me to buy additional products for the women's shelter. And I was able to get more orders or cash donations to purchase more products that way. I told people that was my goal for every woman at the shelter to have everything that they needed to apply their nails to keep. So I wanted every woman to have at least 1 sheet of wraps, an application kit, and a mini heater, so that after we left that night, they were left with additional wraps to do their nails again, but that they also had all of the supplies that they needed, because likely being at a shelter, they wouldn't have had those items to do their nails again. I asked permission to post in my local MOPS group, where we're not supposed to post about sales. I asked if I could post about this fundraiser, since it was somewhere they had already volunteered, and that I wasn't really looking to earn money or make new contacts this way, but just looking for donations so that my MOPS group could go back with me and do this spa night. And so I was able to do that. Then I printed flyers and I walked around to the local downtown area that I live near that has a lot of cute shops and boutiques. And I went store to store, and I asked managers and owners if they would be willing to donate to help the shelter as well. So I was just going around trying to find anyone and meet new people to get more orders in, because I was running out of my own personal contacts. As I continued to run out of my own personal contacts and needed more, I went through my husband's friends list and I started messaging people that I knew on his friends list that I wasn't personally friends with on Facebook or didn't have a contact otherwise, and I started private messaging them and asking them to also support my goals. I reached out to church members. Some I had just recently met in November during a women's retreat, but I had built new connections with them, and I was actually able to donate Jamberry supplies at the retreat. So everyone that went there left with a sample of nail wraps, and so everyone knew that I did this. So this wasn't a weird kind of introduction. And I started private messaging all of the new people that I met through church that I had some kind of contact information for, and asked them to support me as well. Let's see, who else? I made some notes for you all ladies, because I did a lot. So when I was going through my Facebook friends list and my customers, those were people that I already knew liked the product and have used it before. So I offered them an incentive if they bought more than 1 sheet. I couldn't just have everyone I knew buy just 1 sheet of wraps, and so I offered those who I knew would want more to buy more. I also, those last couple days of the month, as December started to wind down, we're talking about after Christmas now, that made me really nervous, and approaching the new year, which was making me even more nervous. I felt like I had exhausted all of my possibilities, so I went back, and all of the people that ordered from me in the beginning of the month and bought just one sheet of wraps, I asked them to buy more. And I was thinking, people are going to hate me, but people were excited and people wanted to support me. And I was really surprised by that, since I'm not used to asking people to do things for me. And so I went back to people and I said, hey, I have this incentive if you're interested in buying more. I'm still working towards my goal. And I had a good amount of people come back and buy even more from me at the end of the month, which really helped. So don't be scared to ask people for those sales. And don't be scared to go back to people that have already bought from you or already booked a party with you to do more for you. And don't make it just about you. Make it about them, or make it about a cause or a fundraiser or something else that you're trying to do and support to grow your business, but don't be afraid to ask. Okay. So the other thing that I did all month long was I told everyone about my goal. So I posted it on Facebook. I posted about the Now I Can wraps. I set a goal for how much money I wanted to raise with the Now I Can wraps, and I posted about the Hawaii incentive, or the Hawaii trip, and what I wanted to do, and how many buy 3 get 1 free deals I needed. So I sat down, I did the math for the Now I Can wraps. I sat down and I did how many buy 3 get 1 deals is that, and then I posted that to my Facebook wall, and I did it about every other day. And then when I got towards the end of the month, I started doing it every day. I posted updates, and then at the very end, I was posting updates every couple hours. So those last couple of days of the month, things actually really picked up. People that were watching on Facebook were messaging me and said, hey, I know I said I couldn't support you before, but you're close and now I want to support you. Or, hey, I bought some already, but I want to buy more because I want to help support you. And I was blown away by that. So when you put that out there, when you let people know you're working towards something and you give them updates, people are excited for you. They want to support you. And when they see you inching closer and closer and closer, they're more inclined to do even more for you, or to change their mind and support you. So don't be afraid to put those things out there. Let people know what you're doing, and then keep them updated on how well you're doing. You'll be surprised at who jumps in and decides that, hey, you're close and I'm excited for you and I want to do something to help you. So I shared why I posted on my wall. The biggest thing that I did when I private messaged people is I specifically asked them. So at the end of my private message, I told them what I was working towards, what goal. I told them what my fundraiser was for. I told them what you got from a sheet of wraps, because a lot of them had no idea. I told them how much money was going to the foundation. And then I asked them, if they were a customer, I told them about the incentive I had, and then I asked them, I specifically put, will you help me? What do you think? Can you do this for me? I asked the question so that people would be inclined to respond. I got no's. People told me no. Some people ignored me, but I was shocked that when I actually asked the specific question, do this for me, can you do this for me, people responded, and they were more likely to tell me yes. So those are all the things that I did, and I want to wrap this up because I know it's a really long video and I've done it like 4 times already trying to get it shorter, but I just can't. The one thing I really want to tell you is the biggest thing I learned was I haven't been working my business. For 1.5 years, I've just been doing stuff. I don't want to minimize what I've done. I've had really good success with Jamberry, and I've promoted, and I have an amazing team. But I have not been working my business the way that I could have been the last 1.5 years. If I had worked half as hard as I did in December over the last 1.5 years, there's no telling where my business could be right now. And not just my team, but my personal business, what my PRV could look like, the amount of parties that I have booked every month, the type of relationships that I had with other people. So the biggest thing that I want to stress to you is if you have not asked every single person you know to support your business in some way, appeal to them, appeal to what might be of interest to them, a fundraiser for them, an interest that you know about, a cause that they're tied to in the community, a local church that they are involved in, doing something for their daughter, um, fundraising for a school that they volunteer or work at, or have a child that goes there. Anything, absolutely anything and everything, any way that you can connect with every single person that you know in your life, not the people that you just talk to every day. If you are friends with them on Facebook, you have some type of a connection with them, find a way to use that connection to build your business and appeal to them and their interests. If you have not made a list of 100 people, do that today. I'm not kidding, not tomorrow. Do it today. And then I want you to contact every person on that list by the end of the week. And don't say, how am I supposed to contact 100 people by the end of the week? I did it in a matter of days. I had to do it early in the month. I couldn't wait until the end of December to ask everyone I knew. I had to ask them in the beginning of December so that if I was short at the end of the month, I could come up with new ideas. January is an amazing month. We have that awesome hostess incentive and we get double trip points. And you ladies, you can bet I'm going to use the opportunity that I had last month to connect with all of these people that I've never connected with. I'm using that to my advantage this month, and I'm going to follow up with them, and I'm going to ask them to support me even more. I want those double trip points because I'm going to Punta Cana, and I am not earning that trip this December. I'm earning it early. So my biggest piece of advice, I want the two things that you take away from this is make a big goal, tell somebody, get them to support you and cheer you on, and then start talking to every single person that you know, all of them. I really hope that this video was helpful, and I'm sorry that's so long. I did a lot and I didn't really know how to consolidate it, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone has about more specifics on how I set things up or things that I said or did. So please feel free to ask any questions, and I will see all of you in Punta Cana. Bye-bye.